Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Ashley, how you doing today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, I could be better, actually. I'm wore out. I'm tired. I need a vacation.
Yeah, me too.
I've had enough of this daily grind here.
I mean,
And
this upcoming week, you kind of get a vacation, I guess.
well, I
I mean,
mean,
you get
it's
to sleep
spring break.
in.
It's spring break, but we're not going anywhere.
No.
And that makes me sad. I really want to go to the Cosmosphere, but we're going to save that for my birthday, I suppose, and which is just in a few weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess that's okay. But today, I guess I found a little bit of entertainment, if you will, this week on Facebook. I want to tell everybody about it, and maybe they can go check out this group that I found. And it's a funny group. It's one of those groups that if you're curious, if you're an asshole, check out this group.
Well, and I have to think, like, did you come across the group and be like, this is me? Like,
No,
this is my people.
I actually ran into the group. No, I was just looking for something to do, and of course, I joined a bunch of dad groups on Facebook, so that I could kind of get my name out there, and also get some material for the show, and talk to other dads that may be like me. I joined some stay-at-home dad groups.
Experiencing the same situation.
Yeah, yeah, and well, I how to beat boredom a lot of times is my issue. So I don't like social media at all, and I'm very rarely on social media. But since we started the podcast, that's part of my job. So I'm on social media quite a bit now, and primarily Facebook. So I'm finding all these groups that are just entertaining as hell. I came across Am I an Asshole? And that's the name of the group. Am I an A-hole?
Well, it's, am I the asshole? Like, am I an asshole? Like,
Well, it was kind of funny. I ran across a few funny ones that are just like, yeah, it's obvious you're the asshole here.
Yeah.
And then just reading through some of them, they're just like ridiculous. Like, why
yeah,
would you?
'cause you invited me to the group, and then, like, so some of them will automatically pop up on my Facebook feed, and then I read them and I'm like, well, I just think you're an asshole for posting this, because
Right.
nothing about this
Yes.
would seem like you're an asshole. But
I
now you're an
agree.
asshole because you posted this.
I agree. I was reading through a few of them yesterday, and I came across one. I sent it to my our Coffee with Bearded Bad Dad email, or not email, but the messenger on Facebook. I sent it there so we could kind of remember it.
Yeah.
And you want
want
to
me to
read that?
it?
Yeah, you want to
Okay.
read that one?
And of course, it's from an anonymous participant. Most of them
Yeah,
are anonymous.
we're not going to read any of them that aren't anonymous, just so we're not doxing anybody or anything like that. Of course, they're putting it out there on a public forum for everybody to read. And I don't see any problem with us picking out anonymous participants and make them fun.
This group itself, it's a public group, but it has 652 or over 652,000 members.
Holy
And
moly.
so on this post alone, like, and this was just posted 2 days ago, March
Hey.
21st.
If any of you guys are watching this and you want to go to this group and kind of spam us,
Yeah.
the show on them, post a link and, hey, you guys made this show.
And so this post has 1.3 thousand comments.
Wow.
So I was actually driving when you called me and told me about this, and wow. So here we go. Okay, it says, am I the asshole for billing my neighbor $500 cleaning bill? I just got a new white couch.
I forgot what it was about. I just knew I sent it.
I just got a new white couch that cost a pretty penny. I've been updating my place for a while now since my kids are older and I don't have to worry about them making a mess of things. Well, this weekend I had some neighbors over for a birthday party. I did not know that one of the neighbors' daughters was on her period and that she free bleeds.
She what?
I guess it's a new thing that some women are doing now. Well, she was sitting on my couch, and when she got up, I seen a big stain, and I was sad, but figured she didn't know, and took her and her mom aside and told them she can use my bathroom to clean up, and I have pads in there if she needs them. That's when her mom tells me, oh, it's okay, she free bleeds. When I say my mouth hit the floor, I told them, why would you do that if you knew why? If you knew why, would you let her sit on my brand new white couch? The mom just shrugs it off like it was no big deal. I told her they had to leave and I'll be sending them a bill. She laughed it off like I was joking. Well, I was able to get it cleaned, and when I got them the bill, I went to her house and she blew up at me saying she thought I was joking. No, I told her I told her she had until next week to pay this bill. Well, her husband came and paid it, but now they are not talking to us, saying that we were making their daughter feel bad about her body. I feel bad because
somebody should. I mean, let's not make her feel bad about her body, but let's make her feel bad about the choices that she decided to make when she decided. I think
the parents in this situation. So, like I said, okay, that's fine. If you want to free bleed, okay, that's your prerogative, but you should stay home. It's like COVID. You should stay home.
Was there any substance to the rest of it?
It just says, I feel bad because her daughter is such a sweet girl, but that's just gross and unsanitary.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
So, especially like if they had other guests in their home at this time.
It was a birthday party, right?
It just says,
or
for a birthday party. We had neighbors over for a birthday party.
So, first of all, what the fuck is free bleeding?
I mean, I don't even know.
What is that? I mean, when did that become a thing? Has that always been a thing? I mean, was it like in the 60s with the hippie movement? I mean, honestly, I don't want to shame people for their own, for making their choices. For like, obviously, it's not the girl's fault. She has a monthly cycle, you know. Obviously, that's not her fault. But what is her fault is deciding that she's going to free bleed and go to someone's house, sit on there. If you're going to do that, why wouldn't you just stand the whole time?
I mean, like, I know that as a woman who has a period, like, I'm sure there's other women out there too that like, I'm conscious of even like, oh my gosh, if I'm just having one of those days, like I get up and I'm like, making sure like nothing happened.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm conscious of those things.
I'm the same way too.
You are. Well, but I'm just like, then you stay at home. If that's what you want to do, then don't go.
Free bleeding. I never heard of such thing.
Don't sit on the white couch.
What kind of shit is that? What kind of new age hippie shit is that? I don't understand. Like, what would possess somebody to do that? Like, if you're going to do it, why leave your house? I don't understand. Like,
and then you're just kind of leaving your DNA everywhere, you know?
I never thought of that. I never thought of it that way. Anyway.
And what if the people have animals? Then the animals are coming over being attracted to you? Like, it's just, yeah.
So the name of the group is, Am I the Asshole? Are they, in your opinion, is that person the asshole? Because I say not the asshole.
No, I say not the asshole on that one too.
Oh, I can't.
I would probably give them a bigger bill for like pain and suffering along with cleaning.
Pain and suffering, hell, I would not. I would go. Actually, they'd end up with the couch. I'd be like, just take it, take it home. I don't want it, and I'm gonna get a new one. Yeah. And if I'm like, I wouldn't bill them for it. I just, I'd make the next 10 years living with me or next to me really difficult, you know?
Yeah. No.
Because that's, if you think of things in like terms of how much money you make, and let's just say, let's give a round number of
like I gotta work
$20 an hour. Yeah. That's 3 fish sandwiches that you make per hour.
Yeah. I do think that like I think about how much I make an hour in terms of when I go to buy stuff, especially like
I bet you never thought of it like that's 3 fish sandwiches, right?
Not 3 fish sandwiches. I'm like, oh yeah, I worked 4 hours today. I can buy like half a cart of groceries, maybe 2 sacks if I'm lucky.
At Aldi, ladies and gentlemen. I'll advertise for them for free.
Yeah.
I like that store. Anyway, those are some of the things that I've come across this week that have just blown my mind and just entertaining in a good way. I've not really, seen anything that's made me angry or, I've seen a lot of people in the comments section get a little twitchy, but
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, it
it's
seems
not
like
that
the comments
serious.
are more asshole-ish than the posts.
Yeah, yeah, and well, some of them are really like they should know. They should absolutely know that they're asshole when they posted it. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Like, am I the? Yes, you're the asshole, Karen.
Karen, yeah. You sent another one.
I sent two.
Yeah, it says, this is, am I the asshole for giving a smaller monetary wedding gift for a 3-day destination wedding where we have to pay for our travel and lodging?
No, absolutely not. And the reason why I sent that one is because I wanted to talk about the stupid ass wedding you paid for a dress for. Those people aren't even together anymore, and I don't care if she hears this. $300 damn
Well,
dollars.
she's probably thinking, oh my God, I paid all that money for a wedding and I didn't even like the guy or something. I don't know.
Why marry him? I don't understand that. But what I really don't understand is asking people to be in your damn wedding and then expecting them to pay for it. Like this person is not poor, and by all accounts, we were poor at that time. New baby, and she was having a wedding, and mom and dad were chipping in to pay for it, and so it was kind of expensive wedding, and she wanted everybody to match. She asked you to be in the wedding. I would have politely said no. You can kiss my ass because I'm not paying for a $300 and some odd dollar dress just to be in your wedding.
Well, it didn't start out as $300. It was actually a fairly cheap dress, but of course then I
really don't care how cheap it is.
Of course then I was much, much bigger and I had to have a lot of alterations, which
I wore
quickly
jeans
added up.
to my wedding, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, me too.
I'm not, but I would never in a million
Everything
years
I
would I
learned is why
expect-
we had a courthouse wedding. All right. Remember?
Never in a million years would I expect somebody else to, hey, come be part of my wedding, my big day, but you're going to pay for it.
Remember when we first decided we were going to get married, after we'd been dating 2 months.
Yeah, but
And I looked at all the magazines and I was going to plan this big extravagant wedding.
That was cute, but we
And
had
now I'm like, thank God
we
I
had all plans of
didn't do
paying
that.
for that ourselves. Though I would have never been like, oh, you can have 10 bridesmaids. Just make sure they pay for their own dresses.
Yeah.
I'm not. What the hell? Just don't have any bridesmaids. That's what the thing. You invited your best friend to be part of our wedding, and that was good enough. And she was our witness, and she didn't have to dress all fancy either. And
We even let her bring her kid as part of it.
absolutely. Well,
I'm just
our
telling you,
kid
the
was in the middle of it.
Courthouse is the way to go if you want to save money. Especially if you don't think it's
not
something
only-
that's going to last. I'm just saying, if you don't think it's going to last forever, especially go to the courthouse. But
Not just for that, not just for the economic reasons, but think about all the time and energy that goes into planning a wedding.
yeah,
And I've
Stress.
seen people take 2 or 3 months out of 1 year to just prepare themselves to plan the wedding, and then a year to plan the actual wedding, and then the wedding is over in 2 hours, and you've spent $30,000. And why don't you just take that money and go somewhere really neat?
yeah.
You could think of just 2 people, how long you could stay in Europe for 20 grand. You could stay there for a month, and living like a king,
Yeah.
then why not? But in that case, no, they're not the asshole. They went to, so it was, the wedding was a destination wedding,
Yeah.
and ended up, the person that was having the wedding, this other person gave him a monetary gift in that case, no gift would have been okay with me. If I'm asking you to be part of my destination wedding and you already footed the bill for travel and all that. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. So that's another thing that drives me nuts. Why would you go get married in Honolulu and invite me? No, I'm not coming to Hawaii. I don't have $20,000 just to come see you get
Yeah.
married. And if I did, I'm not like I'm going to show up the wedding drunk, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have my kids in tow. You know, it's going to be that white trash millionaire type of scenario with me. I mean, with me, what you see is what you get. I'm this way 100% all the time. I don't give a shit. You
Yeah.
know, I'll tell it like I'll tell anybody what I think. I'm just one of those type of people. If I grew up with money, it might be a little bit different. I might feel a little bit different about weddings, but I've seen how much people spend on weddings. And
You've
then,
had a lot of weddings in your family too.
yeah, that's another part.
That's a whole different show.
Yeah, well, no, well, my sister got married
Yesterday.
yesterday and I felt so bad I was late, but,
There was a picture that she or somebody else had posted on Facebook of like her coming down the aisle.
and we're right
And we were
behind him at the
behind them
door.
in the glass trying to get in.
Oh man,
that's
I'm
great.
sorry, Tina, for being late. I love you. But we went to a wedding this weekend. It was my sister's wedding, and it wasn't a big, extravagant, expensive, you know, and it was very beautiful and touching. And they got married at the place they met, and that was very sweet. And you know, I mean, I wouldn't have got married there, but this is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Should we go through some more here?
Absolutely. The name of this show, I don't know what you're going to name it, but I say you name it. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know if you can get that past the YT censors, but
Okay, this one's got a lot of comments. So let's see here. It says, of course, it's anonymous.
Are you just looking at the comments and say,
Yeah.
like
Like,
this one's
oh,
okay?
let's
That's
see.
a good way to pick them.
So posting anonymously because I don't know who's in here, but am I the asshole? I'm proposing next month to my long-term girlfriend. My friend is coming and taking pictures, and her best friend and significant other are coming as well. I booked and paid for the Airbnb. There's one king bed and two queens. I stated that my girlfriend and I would be in the room with the king in the group chat, and they could decide who wants what room otherwise. My girlfriend's best friend and significant other are both on the overweight side, and they argued that they should get the bigger bed because of this.
No. Oh no.
I said, I simply don't care. I'm paying for the whole stay and most of their expenses while they're there because neither of them work. My girlfriend says we should give them the bigger bed, but I'm 90% sure that it's because she avoids conflict. So, am I the asshole for not giving them the king size bed and instead of making them use a queen?
Okay, my opinion is twofold on this. Can you be simultaneously not the asshole but be an asshole? Because like, he say it was a proposal?
Yeah, it's because he's going to propose next month to his long-term girlfriend. So like he,
So
made
the
these things.
long-term girlfriend already knows it's coming. Like she already knows they're getting married, and
it doesn't seem like that. It just seems like he booked this like place to go and invited like friends and best friends and
you and I
all
have
that.
been together since we were very young. I was 21 and you were 20. All right. I don't know how old these people are, but I wouldn't be inviting anybody else to stay. If we didn't have kids with us, it's going to be like nobody's going to sleep the whole time. Like, do you remember what things were like when we were younger, when we first
Yeah.
got together? There wasn't no sleeping.
Yeah.
We were either working or
Yeah. So, I mean, my thing, like, I don't think the guy's an asshole. Like,
I don't think he's the asshole in this situation because like
I'm not going to
they're
say, oh,
paying
let
for
me be uncomfortable to accommodate you.
it. Right.
When I'm already accommodating you because I'm paying for your accommodations.
Well, we've already been in this situation kind of before, when one of our friends got married and they rented out an entire McMansion.
Yeah.
And they had offered, hey, instead of going to a hotel, you guys can crash at this place with us. And it was on the floor. And
Yeah.
we both thought that it was going to be in the garage on the floor. Like
Yeah.
we were going to sleep out in the garage, camp style, on the floor of this Airbnb. I had no problem with that. And I was like, I've got the money to go spend on a couple $100 at a fucking hotel or a motel, whatever.
Yeah.
I've got the money, but like if they're offering it up a space for like all we're doing is
Yeah.
sleeping,
And there was 5 of us,
Yeah.
so
And if we stayed the night there, that meant that we could be there for that many more festivities, and there wasn't a long drive to a hotel or anything like that. And because where they were, it was kind of secluded spot.
you got there by ferry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of
cool.
sketch in the
Yeah,
dark.
it
Like
was.
we had a big old we were driving a big old Lincoln
Yeah.
town car, or what was it, the Lincoln or was it this?
No, it was a Lincoln.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We were driving a big old Lincoln town car, and it was the middle of nowhere, it seemed like, on this little bitty ass ferry. It seemed like the car weighed more than the ferry did.
Yeah. We had to take a ferry across the Mississippi River.
And
I think is what it was.
It was pitch dark and foggy.
Yeah.
And we were on this ferry, couldn't like and it had its bright ass lights on the ferry. They didn't turn them off on the ride, so you couldn't see where you were going. It
You
was
had to
just
trust the people operating it.
all you saw was the light above you from the big ass lights from the barge, and of course darkness outside of that. And then all of a sudden we stopped and we were parked, and then we drive off the damn thing, and it was kind of sketch.
Yeah.
But we stayed at that place, and we didn't complain about being on the floor, and it was a packed house too. I mean, but we weren't paying for it.
No.
We stayed at that place, and I mean, I'm glad we did. I had fun, and it was a little trying to have fun at the end though, because Rocket was kind of wearing on us, and
Yeah.
a whole
Well-
lot of chasing him around.
And the thing about this post is like, I guess I didn't realize it when I was reading it, because I was just thinking it was the girlfriend thinking that they should just automatically offer them the king size bed. But it was no, the couple was arguing that they should get the bigger bed. So absolutely this person's not the asshole, because like,
But is it possible to be an asshole? Like, why would you not put your foot down? And so let's take respect completely out of it and say, like, I mean, I know people would already respect me more because I give them my honest opinion and I don't sugarcoat shit. Like, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
And you're doing them a disservice as a friend. If you really are friends, you're doing them a disservice as a friend by not telling them, hey, no, there's no arguing, there's no fighting. If you guys are going to do that and demand that you get the king size bed on my dime, you can either stay somewhere else or you can have the king size bed if you chip in. But we're not going to do this. We're all friends here.
well, and I feel like at this point they're making it more about them than the guy's going to propose, and
well, maybe the long-term girlfriend doesn't know. Maybe none of them know that he's going to propose, and then
yeah.
and so no. In any case, he's not the asshole in that situation.
No.
Next,
No.
you got another one?
Let's see. So, okay. I bought a company with about 35 employees.
Is this anonymous?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what IMO is.
Is it like in my opinion?
Oh, no, maybe. Oh, okay. In my opinion, the employees weren't treated very well before I got there. So I thought that if I made some changes, they would respond in kind and give back. I gave most of the employees raises, reduced their health insurance costs, added dental insurance, built a break room, give them free coffee. That's more for me. Caffeinated workers or productive workers.
Hey, coffee.
Stopped docking their pay for being late, which was illegal anyway.
Yeah, it is. That's illegal as hell.
But buy them lunch from time to time, added paid time off and paid them for it. Prior, the owner made them wait 6 months. I stopped charging them for uniforms. I pay the full cost now. There's more, but you get the idea. Anyway, I changed the paid holidays from 8 to 10 and removed Good Friday as a paid holiday. Not all of my employees are XIAN.
I don't know what that means.
And
I did read this one, but keep
and I
going.
try to have an inclusive environment. One of the paid holidays is a floating holiday, and last year we took a vote. The options were Good Friday, Juneteenth, and July 5th. Good Friday won. This year, July 4th falls on Thursday, so I decided that we could take a 4-day weekend, and the floating holiday would be July 5th. The other factor is that the business is too busy right now to close next week, so everyone is mad at me and hardly working in protest. They think they should get Good Friday because they somehow think I'm taking away their holiday, and they've always had that day off. I've tried to explain and ask them to read their employee handbook, but they're still mad. Am I the asshole? I honestly think they just want more holidays. Those who choose to can use their PTO to take the day off if it means that much to them. Before you all attack me and say that I don't pay them enough, I pay my employees so well that they can't go to the competition. Minimum wage is $15.69 in my state, and I start way over that for entry-level jobs.
So again, this is one of those difficult ones.
Somebody commented, are you hiring?
Like the comment section was pretty good on this one, but like good in a negative way, because like there was a lot of people in there like chastising him for like the holiday selection and floating holiday and what that means. But I think he's not the asshole because like he didn't have to give them any holidays, really. Like the only holidays he has to give them, there's certain holidays, right?
There's 6 nationally
recognized holidays.
Recognized holidays.
Yeah. So, but I don't remember holidays being a mandatory thing that you have to have off. I think like you have to, if you are supposed to work on Christmas, you got to be there, or there's consequences.
Yeah, and
right?
most companies, they don't have just holiday. Like PTO is holiday as well, and that's all.
This was a big discussion at a company I worked for, a small company, small construction outfit, and it's now a larger construction outfit. And this was a big discussion at one point because, like they didn't have to pay us holidays at all.
Yeah.
Like they paid us to stay home in construction. I mean, how cool was that? And, this was the job that ended up breaking me for the most part, ruining my ability to go work for other motherfuckers. But it was a big deal because they wanted to give us some holidays, and there was some people complaining and bitching and moaning because they didn't give this holiday or they didn't give that holiday. And I'm like, hey, they gave me a holiday. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And one of those holidays that they'd sent out this mass text to everybody and said that they were giving us like the major holidays, and Easter was one of them. And I was like, cool, like that's awesome. That
Which
you're
is strange because like Easter's on a Sunday.
Easter's
and you
always
weren't
on a
working
Sunday, and I
anyways.
never worked anyway. So they paid us for it just because it was major holiday. And
well, and so like in my work, we only recognize the 6 holidays, which is
bankers holidays, yeah.
Which is,
Federal holidays, yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July,
right,
and Labor Day.
And I think that's maybe some kind of law that they have to be compensated properly.
And so, we're a 24/7 operation, so of course we have to have people that work holidays. But if you work holiday, you get holiday pay, which is time and a half. If it's your holiday off, you can choose to use your PTO, or you can choose to have it unpaid. It's your option. But I know that we've been in a situation where we've took over another department's employees.
Yeah.
Where they, and that because when they got like 4th of July weekend, so if 4th of July fell on Monday, then they got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or if it was on Friday, they got Friday, Saturday, Sunday as their holiday, or like they clumped Christmas Eve and Christmas together, or New Year's Eve and New Year's Day together, or Memorial Day weekend, and I'm like, this is too much.
I also
you can request it off, but like we're not clumping that together as a holiday.
Yeah, no.
So it gets too,
especially in a 24/7 operation. You have to have enough people. Like you don't have entire shifts of people to come in and replace the people that want to take off.
Like for a 3-day holiday.
Yeah.
So
like could you imagine the logistics on that, getting a temp service to do that every year?
Yeah.
It'd be impossible to do because you'd have to train them in what, 2 days? You can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm just, you know, I think, but I can also see in this particular situation, the employees being upset that they're not going to get the holiday and kind of being sluggish around the office and protest. I kind of get that. I understand that, but still that doesn't make the person an asshole.
No.
Because
Like he actually, if he, she, whatever, seems like a pretty good boss.
I
Like,
absolutely built them a break room. They can have coffee, you know, and
Yeah.
did all kinds of stuff to improve the business, improve the way of life around there, and just, I mean, that goes a long way, trying to make your employees happy. But like, are they going to be pissed about this forever? I
Yeah.
mean, you know, and you bought the company with 35 employees. A lot of people would be lucky that they made the cut.
And like
You know,
he already added paid holidays. So like he changed the paid holidays from just having
yeah,
8 to having
not
10.
yeah, 10
you
paid
know?
holidays.
So,
That's good enough. Just calm down, people. Calm down.
I
It's not
mean,
that serious. Don't go on strike or anything.
I didn't even realize like Good Friday, like people consider that a holiday until like the past 2 years I've had somebody that request Good Friday off. And I was like, I didn't even know Good Friday was a thing.
Yeah, and if they
So,
in your line of work, if they request it, you got to give it to them too. It's not like it's not like they wouldn't request it for no reason.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like, some people would just say, hey, like, can I have PTO Friday, March, whatever. But she will actually say like, hey, I always like to take Good Friday off. And so like, I always give it to her. She's usually the only one that requests it. But
But
yeah,
hey,
I never knew it was like a thing, I guess.
hey, if that person sees this show though, you guys can reach out and I'll come manage the place for you and whip them employees into shape, you know? Because really, you gotta have some even if you have problems at work, man, you gotta handle them like professionals. And like, what is the deal with being passive aggressive at work? I don't understand all the passive
You
aggressiveness.
just like being aggressive, huh?
I do. I like being regular aggressive. I just, what do they call that? Assertive. I'm more assertive. Like if I've got an issue, if I've got a problem, I take care of it. It's not like, there are certain situations where I could probably handle it a little bit better, but at the same time, when you feel like you're talking and talking and talking and not getting anywhere, it's either shit or get off the pot, and I'd rather quit. And I've said it multiple times. What's my dignity worth? You know, because I'm going in this place and making pennies and not happy and I'm not all about that. You know, let somebody else do that. That's gonna be happy doing it. I'm not your fella.
I'm not your fella. All right, let's see.
I'm not trying to tear anybody down for having a job to do or doing a job. It's not for me. I can't be the type of person that goes to work and gets shit on all the time and doesn't say anything about. Now, if I could go to work and say something about getting shit on and stuff actually gets done, and like I don't have to worry about, other folks making my job intentionally harder because they can, or dumping their workload off on me because they can or they feel like they can. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to let you do that. You got your job to do and I've got mine. I will do my job to the best of my ability. You do yours to the best of your ability and we'll all be great. We won't need to squabble over who's doing what. That drives me nuts too. Like it's not my job. I don't care whose job it is. Get it the fuck done. And I'm one of those, like if I see it needs to be done, whether it's my job or not, I'm doing it because it's going to piss me off just looking at it,
Yeah.
Next.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well,
There's
let's
a lot
do
of, ad stuff here.
Let's do one more.
Okay. Let's see.
And then I
This is
think
a
you
kind of a
said
short
something
one.
about a couple of groups that you wanted to talk about. Or you found two.
Okay. This is anonymous participant. I work 3 12-hour shifts, but honestly, by the time I finish giving a report to the night nurse, it's 12 and a half to 13 hour. And then a drive home. I'm usually home 8:15 on those days. For some reason, my husband and daughter, who's 13, waits to do her math homework until when I get home, maybe around 8:30. This is their thing. She does well in math, but sometimes needs help. And if I'm at work, he does it. If I'm home, I do it, etc. Now, am I the asshole for asking them to do it earlier? I haven't seen either of them all day. It's getting close to bed. And if I'm back at work the next day, I have a limited amount of time to talk to them because I get up so early. Can't talk with them if they are busy doing math. I want to decompress, catch up with them, etc., but they are deep into math homework, so I go to bed without getting to talk with them. Hubby is home around 5, so there's time earlier. I've told him before how I would like to spend time with him before bed, but then it happens again and again.
So we've had this issue. We've had this issue around like with the ages and stages. So I commented on this one.
Oh.
You want to go to the comment section or read my comment?
Let's see. Oh, hang on.
I don't know how I remember that I commented on it.
If I can even see it.
I remember the situation.
I'll have to see if I can find your comment.
Oh, just I should already.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
You put, sounds like your daughter might be the asshole. She's 13 and good at math. Tell the child to complete her work by a certain time. And if there is anything she needs help with, that's when she needs to tell a parent or tutor. If your husband has any issues, tell him to use Google and stop being a pain in mom's ass.
Amen. So we've dealt with this situation a lot, actually, because COVID and all that, you know, when the kids were at home, there were certain things.
Like awful.
There's certain things that I can help with that I'll come over and try to help as best as I can, you know, but there's other things like math that I'm not so good at because like this, oh, look at that. They can't see him on camera. But there's certain math problems that I because right about their age and right now is when I dropped out of school. So, you know, I didn't pay attention in math class past a certain point. And look, our mascot's here. Hi, Dexter. I don't like animals up on the table.
I know.
But anyway, there's a lot of math problems that I couldn't figure out and stuff. So I'm either like wait for mom or go to Google. And that's what a lot of kids don't understand, I guess, is that like they can go to Google to figure out how to solve a problem. They don't have to just use Google as a calculator. They can learn with Google.
Yeah.
They, you know.
Well, and like Google has like so many like sites you can find for help with math, you know, like Khan Academy. Like that was my savior during
these
COVID.
Kids are told that multiple times by their teachers, by their administrators, and by their parents. I've told them multiple times, use Google. That's what it's for.
Yeah. Like I literally told
do your research.
Sully's teacher during COVID one day on like a Zoom thing. I was like, look, like if you expect me to teach him math, I'm going to teach him math the way I learned math. And that's by counting dots on the numbers or with my hands or lining it up vertically.
But at the end of the day, you did learn Common Core math, didn't you?
Yeah, from my fourth grader. So, yeah.
This is a difficult one to answer as well because I don't think Dad's the asshole either. Now, that's not the question. That the question isn't, you know, who's the asshole? The question is, am I the asshole? And no, you're not the asshole, but your husband's not the asshole either. It's the child that thinks that they need a parent holding their hand to do their homework. I've got children the same. I've got adult children now, and I've got a teenager in the house, and we've got a 4-year-old. So I'm no stranger to attitudes.
Yeah.
You know, I know that them kids don't need me to hold their hand. And if they do, they're going to get some bad answers.
Well, and I literally told Sully with some homework the other day, which was so easy. And I mean, I'm sure my parents thought the same thing when I was 14 that, oh my gosh, why is she struggling with that? That's so easy. Because it literally like, he just had to look up the reading material and find the answers, fill out the worksheet. And I looked at him and I said, why am I having to do your homework instead of you?
We've just now not really discovered it, but we've kind of come to an understanding with Sully that we are onto his game and we are not putting up with it anymore, that he doesn't have the option to just not do his homework, and if he brings me home a bad grade meaning C or below, a bad grade on a single assignment, there is going to be consequences because he has let his grades slip down into the F's all year long since September. I'm not. I don't want to be that rough, hard dad on him, but I think I have to, you know.
Yeah. Well, he's smart. He just thinks that
And he's
he's
so
smarter than
smart.
us.
He's so smart that he thinks that we're like he does play dumb all the time. And we've talked to him about it. Like, we know that you're smart. We see the things that you can do. We've seen your assignments. We know you're not dumb. We've had you tested.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that he thinks he can get over on us just playing a part, and it's not acceptable any longer. And now, since he's had consequences, he straightened his ass right up within a week. And he's been not, we've not had a problem with him since, we had that conversation with him, and he's doing his homework and bringing his grades up. And I'm told him I've had enough. You've been doing this for long enough. And I don't want to be the dad that gets on to you all the time. I don't want to, like, the kid's 6 foot tall. I can't just bend him over my knee. It's not like that. He's not going to learn anything by spanking him either anyway.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you just got to get it done. And that kid's no different. Like, unless they need help, like legitimate help, like tutoring with their math homework, dad doesn't even need to sit there. Mom doesn't need to sit there. If the kid's got a question or something that they need help with, they can move on to the next one and come back to that when mom and dad aren't busy. Right?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Well, because that's what I'm thinking. Like, she says she's good at math. So, like, she should come home and get her math homework done. And if she has questions, then ask.
Everybody's got a job to do, and that's hers. Her
And I'd be like,
job
what
is
are
to
y'all
do
doing
school.
between 5 and 8:30? Like,
Y'all, it doesn't matter what dad's doing. Dad's got a job to do too. He's going to work and
why
taking
isn't
care
dad
of things.
telling her, Like, so I
Right,
think it's
yeah,
partly
I
his
agree.
fault.
I
Like, he
agree.
should be telling her, like, you need to do your homework
Yeah.
when you get home and
Yeah.
save any questions you have.
I think that's where mom was kind of going with that. Am I the asshole here? Is like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people go on there like wanting to get confirmation for something that they already did or they already think, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I just can't. There's a lot of them on there that I just can't. I don't know why they put them on there in the first place. But
Yeah. There's a lot of silly ones.
what other groups did you find?
So, like, it says, like, related groups similar to, like, Am I the Asshole group is Am I the Asshole Brutal Edition. So who knows
Brutal Edition.
Brutal Edition. So
Did you join that group already?
no, I haven't.
Join it.
Well, I think this is under you, so we're gonna have you join it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, hang on. It has you answer some questions.
It's under my account because you couldn't remember your password.
Yeah, well, I changed it because I had that hacker
Yeah.
on there
Yeah.
from somewhere.
Which is a reminder, everybody, if you don't have two-factor authentication set up on all of your accounts, do it now. Sign up, sign out, do it all, because the hacking situation is so horrible right now. It's bad. Everybody's getting hacked. Hide your passwords. Hide your wives.
Everybody's getting hacked out there. Another one was got me cackling like a fucking witch standing over a cauldron.
That reminds me of Eastbound and Down when you remember when Matthew McConaughey was on the show and he says, "I'm just down here squirting fire like a dragon's pussy." You remember that? That was hilarious. I just lost it during that part, and I'll never forget that.
Of course, it sent us, join the Aldi's Isle of Share community because you probably talked about Aldi.
No, it's because I watched that YouTube video from this guy. I'm gonna shout out his YouTube channel. You can link it in the description or whatever. But he's not paying me or anything. The Fat Electrician, and he's got a side channel that he does little videos for. It's called the Fat Files. And so it's so funny because like he's a military guy and he has a podcast and I don't know what the name of the podcast is, but he does these little solo videos, little educational videos. And he does a couple videos on like World War II ice cream boats, and he tells them humorous stories. And did you know that we have strategic cheese reserves in the United States?
I did because of that guy.
The largest strategic cheese reserve in the United States is in Springfield, Missouri. There's a mountain of cheese in a cave in Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Fat Electrician had a video on his The Fat Files channel, and he was talking about the Aldi and how it came to be and why they're different and what their mission is and stuff like that. Why you should always love Aldi because they cut out the bullshit. They really do. You go, and I didn't really think about it until then, but it's like streamlined to go down one aisle, up the next, down one aisle, up the next to the checkout and out the door.
And it kind of makes you a little irritated when people are going the wrong direction.
It does.
I'm like, you're messing with the flow of the store.
Like, look, Methany,
Yeah.
go that way.
But then I feel bad because I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot the ketchup. And so then I have to like go back through that middle section. And then like what I typically tend to do is leave my cart out in the middle. So that way it doesn't look like I'm going the wrong direction.
And then imagine being somebody that really gets to, and then seeing me walk through the store because you see me walk through that store. I just wander around namelessly looking at shit. Yeah. And like, I don't care about aisles or which directions. I'm like, why don't you hurry up and get your groceries and come on, let's go back to the car. Because for whatever reason, you just walk slower in Aldi, I think. You just kind of meander around.
Well, because they got some neat stuff. They have a lot of German stuff that I like looking at.
They got these stuffed nachos. Oh, I just love these stuffed nachos. And they're like, they can't be good for you. They taste awesome. So
my boss said they apparently have like the best chicken nuggets. They're better than like Tyson brand and everything.
Really? We're gonna have to check that out because I like me some nuggets.
Yeah. So.
Tonight we're having chicken sandwiches, but we're having smoked chicken sandwiches. They're gonna be great. But anyway, so was that it? Just on that one post, that was it.
Yeah.
What other, is there any other groups or anything funny?
Not really. Like there's a fun facts group, which I don't know what's fun facts about.
So Sully has this thing. He does this, fun fact. And like.
None of them are fun or factual.
Right. Like, first of all.
I mean, they may not be.
That's your opinion, bucko. Like,
yeah, he's always like, fun fact, and then it's like
that's
something
neither fun nor
like
factual.
Dreadful
You're right.
Or
yeah, like what would make you think that's fun? Dark humor, Dad.
Yeah, it's usually something about like Terminator or
RoboCop.
What's those animals he talks about? Well, they're not even
animals.
They suck your face.
Oh, them face huggers. Speaking of which, I saw the other day that there's another Alien movie coming out.
Yeah.
And it's Ridley Scott's producing it. It's going to be. It looks pretty decent, actually. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. And I thought about giving you a call and saying, hey, we should take Sully to the movies to see this, but you were at work, and
I hate the movie theater. So does
I
Sully.
do too. Sully doesn't like the movie theater.
So I
like our place better.
I've taken Sully to the movie twice in his 14 years.
Yeah, and the movies that
and
you
one
took
time,
it to, though.
No, one time, I don't remember what movie we took it to. I took him to. He was like 6 or 7, and like had this whole little mom and son date night plan. We got all the candy, the popcorn, the drinks, having ourselves a good old time. And about halfway through, he's like, "I'm ready to go home."
Aww.
And then I just took him recently, like last year, to see Super Mario Brothers.
But that was a terrible movie.
Like
though.
15 minutes before it ended, he was like, he looked at me, he's like, "This is boring." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Let's go." And we both left. So, I mean, I don't know. He may have, I think didn't Caleb take him to the movies one time?
Yeah, Caleb took him to
They stayed
see.
the whole time.
Well, it was Five Nights at Freddy's,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
why is
he was
because,
interested in
like,
it.
look at the movies that you took him to go see. Like,
I don't know what the first
so
one
he
was.
couldn't even get into the like see this Aliens movie without us because it's a rated R, And he's well, actually, like the kid's
He's
monsters.
got a
So
damn mustache.
yeah, he's 6 foot tall and like he looks older than 16, 17 though. So like he still looks like a kid, but
Well, and the other day, like when he called me from school to like justify
hi mom.
from him like being able to justify his bad grade,
What?
he called me from school like trying to justify his bad grade. Like when he was like, "Good news, mom, I'm ungrounded." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, well that grade went up, but like now I got notifications you have an F in this
Oh,
class."
that's right. That day.
And so I had him on speakerphone and I was talking to Rachel, and Rachel like gave me this look and she goes, "I was going to ask who the hell that was. Like that didn't sound like no 14-year-old boy." I was like, "I
And it
know."
says, hi mom.
His voice is like super deep. So,
Daddy sang bass.
yeah.
Mama sang tenor.
Did you hear him in his room last night like singing
No.
9 Inch Nails to the top of his lungs?
Oh, that's great. I love that he's into that kind of music though. I really, cause I'm into it and I was into like dance music, like electronic dance music when I was his age. And then somebody, I think it was you, were telling me something about ADHD people with ADHD liking that kind of repetitive beats and electronic dance music, that it's repetitive and there's something
Yeah.
in there that and I thought about that and I was like, yeah,
Sully loves
I dig
EDM.
it. Yeah, and I don't really love EDM, like love it. Like I can't listen to it. Like when I'm wanting to feel music, I can't listen to it.
Well,
but
and then like I'll hear him listening to it. So like, then I'll like have the song stuck in my head, or he'll play it on like my YouTube music
I
list.
tell
and
you
then-
what, EDM
Yeah.
was really cool when I was high, but
Yeah. Well, his like he loves Daft Punk, and Daft Punk has a lot of EDM music. and-
absolutely. I like Daft Punk too, though. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, so Ashley, I think we've really talked about Am I an Asshole about as much as we could probably talk about it.
But you guys are
without-
just gonna have to check it out. Like,
right, and that's why we wanted to tell you about it, is so you guys can go join and check out the shenanigans on that group, because it's pretty funny. It's a good time waster if you need 10-15 minutes, a good time waste, and just go through there and read some of it. Like don't engage and be a dick, because that's no fun. Well, sometimes it is, but anyway, I wanted to talk to you, get your thoughts on possibly setting up a giveaway.
yeah.
We're on the push for 1,000 subscribers. I really want to get 1,000 subscribers. When we get 1,000 subscribers, I want to put together a little giveaway for the 1,000th subscriber shenanigans, I guess we could call it.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do. We got to plan something out. And we have a little meeting this Wednesday coming up. And we got a meeting with some merchandise people. And so we're going to get some merch and some swag and some business cards and some marketing materials.
Yeah. So just like push us out there and like tell
If-
your
if you-
friends, tell your mom on them.
Now, if you don't enjoy the show, that's, completely different. But
You
if you
can
like
actually
the show,
just push play and walk away. Like,
yeah, well, no, I prefer everybody actually listen and get something out of the show, but because it's just one of those laid back kind of drink some coffee and have a good conversation type of shows, and if you're not into that, pass it on. But if you are into that and you like the show, subscribe, share it with your friends, get us out there, and we
Yeah,
can
or if you want to be a guest.
Absolutely. If you want to be a guest, hit me up. I've got some guests coming up that I'm really
We
excited
can do
about.
it remotely. We can do it in person.
I prefer to do in person, but we've got a remote interview set up for this Wednesday as well. We're going to do that, and I'm really excited about our first remote guest. I'm really excited to have him on. I don't want to talk about it just quite yet, because I'm really, really excited about this guest, and I want to give him a proper intro and all that, but I want to wait until after the show to kind of put something together. But it's really special to me, and I'm
I
thrilled.
was thinking about him, and I don't even know him when I went to
That's
clean this morning because I was listening to like Tyler Childers. He's like one of my favorites, and he
yeah.
was talking about being in West Virginia, and so like it made me think of
I
him.
was thinking about that profession the other day because they were talking about some of the push for going green and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
I don't think it's ever going to work in my lifetime. But what are these? Well, we can get into that on a different show
yeah,
because that's going to spoil some of it, and I
yeah,
don't want to spoil any of it because I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited and amped up about this interview and this guest, and I know he's excited too, and I just can't wait for it. And I know we said that we weren't going to do a show together. The last time that we got together on the show, we weren't going to do another one with just me and you for a little while, but stuff came up and we weren't able to get the guests we on and recorded and stuff. So we got a busy life sometimes, and we had some stuff going on this week and this weekend that it just kind of threw a kibosh in the whole thing. And we wanted to do this show, the Am I the Asshole Anyway? I was thinking about, I found this group actually last weekend. So I've been thinking about it since then. And I was like, hey, let's do a show about it. And kind of, I didn't want to like dox anyone, like I said, and keep anonymous posters or whatever, but I thought it was a real funny kind of time waster, and I thought wanted to share that with you guys. And say, because I remember people playing this game on the radio.
yeah,
Am I the asshole? And they would have a vote on who, asshole, not the asshole, and then they give prizes away. And I remembered that, and I was like, that's some funny stuff. Let's put that on there.
yeah.
And but if you guys want to be a guest on, I really love to talk to anybody that manufactures shit or builds things with their hands, or the people that make America. I really want to talk to you guys. I really want to talk to just everyday. I don't need to talk to anybody famous. You know, you're famous enough for me.
I am.
Ashley. Yeah, no, you're not famous at all, actually, but that's fine. That's
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fine.
I mean, you're just.
I mean, there was a girl on MTV that had the same name as me, like the first last
Really?
name, but she died.
Oh, that's sad. That's
Yeah.
terrible. Well, we're all going to die
So,
one day,
one
but
day.
anyway, I'd really like to talk to people that workers, and every average, everyday average people like you and me. I think we're not heard often enough. We don't, nobody cares what we think in the media. Nobody cares what we think in the politics, so we're kind of, the average everyday Joe really doesn't have a voice. And so that's who I want to talk to. The people that, mostly just people that want to talk to me. So
If your name's Joe and you're average, that's who I want to talk to.
anyway, we're going to sign off here for today, but I wanted to kind of throw that out there that we're going to work on a giveaway. And if you have any suggestions on shit that we should give away, leave it in the comments. But with that, we'll see you guys next week. We'll have a new show for you with the guest, and I'm really excited about this guest, and we're going to do a proper intro for him, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.